We've all heard some variation of the phrase, it's not what you know, but who you know. Often, that's been in a situation where it's very transactional sounding. You see someone that can help you like a meal ticket to success. I've had a love-hate relationship with this word for the majority of my life. I mean, I get the fact that being connected is a great thing to have, but it seems so self-serving. I mean, let's think about this. Honesty in the room. Do we truly go around looking at people and saying, how can they help me get ahead? Well, now that we're all at some level of self-evaluation, I want to introduce myself. My name's Jonathan, like you said. I'm a follower of Christ, husband and father, community servant, and a creative marketing strategist. Easy way to think about that, I have blood in my caffeine stream, and I have no problem falling asleep at the end of the day. So, I've been thinking about this phrase for the past year, and I'd like to take a look at it tonight because I think we've got it all wrong. You see, it's not what you know, but who you know. The phrase is fine. It's our perception of this that needs a little reframing. So, when we look at it's not what you know, but who you know, what is a what? Well, effectively, in our society today, we have turned people into whats. Our relationships have been reduced to mere transactions, a means to an end. That prevents any kind of depth, truly knowing your people. Problem with that is social media. We can know so much about, you can know something as difficult as a business plan. You could have that written in seconds. And if we're not careful, things like social media, where we go, what we eat, what we've achieved, all of these things are bits and pieces. They fall into our what we know about people. It often removes the opportunity to be able to reach out and have the conversation like, hey, tell me about that concert. Tell me what went on. It also affects our health. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy wrote in the New York Times in 2023, and he talked about how societal disconnection actually leads to an increased risk of anxiety and depression. He went on to say, it also has an increased risk of heart disease, dementia, and stroke. If that's not enough, premature death that is associated with societal disconnection is actually comparable to smoking daily and potentially as bad as the effects of obesity. Now get it, now that everybody's down and thinking about their health. You may be thinking, I'm not showing any of these signs of, failing in health, so I'm fine, right? Let's take a deeper look. So now we know what a what is. Murthy did go a little further. Tell me if this hits home. He said, when we're less invested in one another, we're more susceptible to polarization, and we're less able to pull together to face challenges that we can't solve alone. Sounds like a damning look at how our society exists now. So what's a who? A who is someone that you know their vulnerabilities, their fears, you're present in their victories, and you're there through their struggles. It's truly knowing someone. This is the point where you go past the handshake and you actually get into intentional relationships. We see examples of this in history with the early Christian church. They practiced something called koinonia. It's a Greek term that means association, communion, fellowship, close relationships. You see, it wasn't just about a shared belief system. It was about living life with each other. They were there for their who's. This can be found in modern day in third places as well. These are physical locations that are different than our house or work. These can be breweries, these can be gyms, churches, community centers. The idea is it's a place for you to go, relax, find your people, and also hopefully have a support system to be able to help you through these difficult times. There's positive health benefits as well from pursuing these intentional relationships. Psychiatry research showed that people with a high support system showed 63% lower risk of depression, 47% less severe depression. And McGill University showed that they had 22% less anxiety. See, when we have a strong support system, it benefits our brains and our bodies. We were hardwired for connection. If you don't believe me, this can actually release oxytocin. This can help your focus. An example, because I want you to pay attention to the next part. Thanks, Skippy. Now that I have your attention. Societal disconnection carries a heavy weight. Our relationships with others helps lift us up in these situations. I want to tell you how I've experienced this myself. So, early on in our marriage, we found out we were pregnant. And I was still in school. I was working one part-time job. Obviously, something has to change, right? So I did what any normal person does. I went and got 4 to 5 part-time jobs because full-time work was difficult to find at the time. A friend of mine owned a restaurant hood cleaning business that included overnight work. Going back, again, I was young, and I didn't understand the value of a good night's sleep, so I asked him for a job. So, day of the interview. Here I was, sitting across the table from him. I've been in this position many times. This is different, though. He knows me. He's my friend. I'm a shoo-in for this job, right? He knows I'm a good worker. The truth, he was concerned. He was concerned for me as a new family man, and he was concerned about my health. Interview starts. John, I would love to work with you, but there's so much more at stake than money. You're getting ready to have a baby. Your life is getting ready to change. And you're going to add on top of that, wasting yourself away, working late nights. It was at that point, he opened a folder. And he pulled out a check for $500. John, I'm not giving you a job today, but you can consider this your severance. Now, a wave of emotions come over me at this point. I mean, yeah, I needed the money, but I felt calm. I felt calm because this was someone that truly knew me and cared for me, even when I was being short-sighted about my own health and my own life. You see, this was a common practice in the community that me and my friend were raised in. We were surrounded by men and women that expressed the biblical knowledge of stirring up each other to love and good works, not forsaking gathering together, and we were supportive of each other. You see, it wasn't about collecting whats. It was about showing up for your whos. Now, I kept that check after I cashed it, of course. I kept it because it reminded me that this doesn't stop here. It was never meant to just stop with me having a favor done by a friend. You see, when you show up for your whos, it's like dropping a rock into still water. It's meant to leave you and go out to the community that is around you. It creates a ripple that comes out from you. You can become someone's who. So, what can you do to change this? Well, it's not what you know, but who you know. I challenge you to reclaim this phrase. You can start now. It starts by recognizing that you've had a transactional, very shallow depth of the people in your life and actively taking steps to reclaim it. You can start this week. You can call someone you haven't talked to in a while. You could go join a workout club or a gym or go to a brewery with the idea not for participating in the activity or the atmosphere, but to intentionally get to know someone. And it doesn't just stop by getting to know them. Take the steps further to find your common ground. See, intentional relationships are the point where you are known by others and you can truly know someone. Thank you.